usually you only see my hands, and this is one of those few times when I'm showing you my face. Hi, I'm Helen and I am an intuitive tarot reader from Unbound Soul Tarot. I generally make weekly pick a card readings here on YouTube, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to my little YouTube channel and join our Feather Tribe. I just came up with that name. So I wanted to make this video because every single time I start off my pick a card readings, I have to spend so much time giving the disclaimers for viewers to like bear in mind before they start actually watching the reading. And so I just thought, you know, I might just make this comprehensive video of 7 things that I think are important to bear in mind when you are watching these tarot readings here on YouTube. I want to make a disclaimer, okay? This video is purely based on my personal perspective and experience, and I am in no way implying that the points that I'm making in this video are like gospel, so viewer discretion is advised. Hopefully this video will help out those of you who are just starting off watching tarot readings, or if you're just getting into tarot readings and you don't really know like what to expect, what to do, how to receive them, all of that stuff. And also, even if you are already an avid tarot readings viewer, then hopefully these points will give you something to consider. So let's get cracking. Let's get into the 7 important things that you need to know when you're watching tarot readings on YouTube. Point number 1, unless stated otherwise, the reading is general. What does that mean? It means that the reading is intended for lots of people. You will usually see something like reading for singles, reading for light workers, reading for the collective, reading for Capricorn. You know, you'll see some sort of specification as to who the reading is targeted at. But even then, if there isn't any kind of specification in the video title itself, then it generally is still aimed at groups of people and not just one person. So the messages coming through the readings can get rather sporadic, where some bits do resonate with you and others don't. So for example, if you live at home alone, you don't have any kids, and at one point in the reading, the reader warns you of having a difficult time at home with the kids, most likely that part is not going to be aimed at you, okay? So always, always, always use your discernment as you're watching these general tarot readings. Point number 2, if it's not for you, it's not for you. So going back to the previous example with the rowdy kids, if you have to start coming up with like crazy schemes in your mind to make the message apply for you, like, oh, but Amy's boyfriend's sister has to babysit her nieces on Wednesday, maybe they'll be dropping by. You know, if you have to start coming up with things like that, you're probably doing it wrong. A message should spark something within you, almost like hearing a familiar song or seeing a familiar face. It should create this point of recognition within you that tells you that, okay, this message is talking about me. So instead of trying to force the message to apply to your current circumstances, it's better to just let it be and see if anything else comes up in the reading that may be useful to your current situation. And if nothing does, don't automatically blame the reader either. It might just be that this time the messages are not aimed at you, and that's okay. Maybe next time they are. Point number 3, different readers have different tarot reading practices. YouTube is filled with all kinds of different tarot readers, some of who are empaths, some of who are mediums, some of who are any number of the clairs, meaning clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, etc., etc. Some readers just read the cards by the book, and then there are others who maybe haven't even learned tarot at all and are purely going off of their own interpretations and their intuition. So there really isn't like one right way to read the tarot, which is why you'll probably see lots and lots of different styles as you look at different readers, and just because someone does something differently than the tarot readers that you are used to watching doesn't mean that they are necessarily doing something wrong. That's especially important to remember if you have some sort of knowledge about tarot yourself and you feel the urge to correct someone's interpretation because that's not how you would interpret the card, or because it doesn't match the textbook meaning of the card. The thing to remember is that you can't see into the head of the reader, nor feel the intuitive nudges that they may be experiencing as they are doing the reading. So it's best to just let them deliver the messages the way that they see fit, and trust that those are the messages that they need to channel and give to people who are watching the readings at that specific time. And if you don't agree with the reader, or you just don't like their style, then that reader is probably not the right one for you, and that's absolutely cool. There are so many talented readers out there. There are so many for you to choose from. So the most important thing is to just go with what or who feels right for you and find that reader that you truly vibe with. Point number 4, you have free will and tarot doesn't take it away. This one may be a given, but it's a very important aspect to keep in mind while watching a reading. So the messages that you hear in tarot readings are not set in stone. I am fairly confident in saying that there are very few tarot readers out there who actually have the ability to see things that are like destined to happen, aka not in your hands to change. The ones that do tend to have certain psychic abilities that go beyond the art of tarot reading, and they generally charge lots of money for them, meaning that you probably won't see too many of them doing free readings on YouTube. Most tarot readers that you do meet on YouTube, whenever they talk about outcomes or future energies, they give you the potential outcome of something based on the current flow of energies. If you change your course of action, the outcome also changes. And so if you ever hear anything in a reading that you don't really like the sound of, most likely it is in your power to change. Remember that. And if you ever come across a reader that says that your life is doomed, your life sucks, there's nothing you can do about it, then it's bullshit and you should stop watching their readings. Seriously. Point number 5, don't get attached. This is something that I had to really practice and keep an eye on with my own behavior. It's very easy to get so sucked into the energy of a reading that you get way too attached and let the reading affect you to the point that it starts messing with your thoughts and your emotions. Sometimes things turn out the way that the reader predicted, and other times they don't. But if you don't want to drive yourself absolutely mad with anxiety or anticipation, it's best to go into the reading with a neutral attitude and take whatever messages come through with a grain of salt. So listen, but don't attach feelings to what you hear. The same goes for if you keep watching tarot readings in the hopes of hearing only what you want to hear and then getting really upset if it doesn't match your expectations. Again, that's not how tarot works, and it defeats the purpose of tarot. It's kind of the same as saying to your friends to tell you honestly about the aspects of you that you should improve upon or that you could change, and when they tell you, kind of getting upset at them and not really wanting to listen and hear what they're saying and denying everything. It's the same thing when you only take on board the positive messages that you want to hear and ignore everything else that doesn't match your expectations. Trust me, I know how difficult it is not to get attached to the reading, but if you ever find yourself getting into the frenzy of emotions because of something that you heard in the reading, remind yourself of what the actual situation is. You have personal power in your own life, and this person who is giving you the messages is someone random on the internet who knows nothing about your life. So go into a reading with an open mind, and if a good piece of advice comes through, take it on board if you wish, but don't ever let a reading overpower you. point number 6. There is such a thing as too much tarot. Again, I'm so guilty of this too, but it's a really important point to remember. Tarot readings are so fascinating, and the more cool readers you discover, the more you may find yourself binge watching all of these different readings to see what your higher self wants you to know, or what the next month is going to bring, or how are you going to meet your future soulmate. There are literally thousands upon thousands of readings to go through on YouTube, and you may end up getting addicted without even noticing that it's happened. It's crucial to check in with yourself, and I mean honestly check in with yourself. How many readings a week or a day you are watching. If you're watching back-to-back readings for hours upon hours, then that's a pretty good indication that things are getting out of hand. Now, major disclaimer. If you are watching the readings for fun or for entertainment, or if you manage to watch the videos without getting attached, without hanging on to every single word like it's gospel, and without basing all of your life choices on the messages that you receive, then you keep on doing you. But if that's not the case, then please be super careful. As I said, there is such a thing as too much tarot, and if you find yourself losing the confidence to make decisions on your own without the help of tarot, or if you start getting really confused because of all of the different messages that you've heard, there's a pretty good chance that things are kind of getting unhealthy and there should probably be some adjustments made. And finally, point number 7. Tarot is not a substitute for therapy or professional help. This is probably the most important point of them all. If you are in a fragile mental or emotional state, please be extra super duper over the top careful with tarot readings. Tarot is an amazing tool for self-development, for personal growth, for spiritual growth, and for increasing self-awareness. But tarot readings, and especially general tarot readings, are not meant to be used as professional guidance. So if you are massively struggling and you are coping with intense mental health issues like anxiety or depression, it's best to steer clear of the readings, at least until you are in a better space, because someone may say something or there may be a message coming through the reading that may trigger you and make you feel even worse. For serious problems that you don't know how to handle on your own, please reach out to a local therapist or psychologist or any other professional counselor. Even consulting your GP may be helpful if none of the other options are available to you. And if you're at a point where you are having suicidal thoughts, then there are crisis hotlines available. I have listed some contact information at the bottom of the description box on my readings. Please check them out if you feel the need to. So please look after yourself, and the bottom line is that you should always put your emotional, your mental, and your physical well-being first. Which points did you find the most useful, and did you hear anything that you disagree with? Let me know in the comments down below. And by the way, I'm also planning on doing part 2 for this video series, where I'm going to be talking about what to bear in mind when you are getting a personal reading, aka paying for a reading. So definitely keep an eye out for that, and let me know if that's something that you would be interested in seeing. But that is it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you guys in my next pick a card reading on Thursday. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves, and I am sending you lots and lots of love and light. Bye-bye.